This is my first desk review, and it's also probably my last desk review, and that's not because desks aren't worth reviewing, but it's because this is the last desk I'm gonna need in a very long time. This is the Uprise desk. To be clear, this is no ordinary desk. It's getting a full dedicated review because it is the ultimate desk in my situation. It's also the reason I'm able to be standing up right now and still have the desk at standing height. It looks amazing, it is extremely sturdy, and it can raise and lower with the press of a button. The Uprise desk starts at $600. And yes, that's expensive, but the price is important because you can't view this desk as just a regular purchase. This is an investment for people that use their desk a lot. It actually improves your experience at your desk. You can be standing or sitting, whichever you want, and it kind of goes along the lines of you would rather buy one desk that's more expensive once than buy 10 cheap desks throughout your lifetime. Assembly was pretty easy. The hardest part was actually carrying like 200 pounds worth of parts up 3 flights of stairs into this room, but it only took like less than an hour, I'd say 45 minutes to put it all together, and the instructions were very clear. The only like hard part about it was the fact that you needed a power drill to get everything set, to get the legs set to the tabletop, and that's okay. They actually made it pretty hard to really mess anything up. The instructions were very easy to follow. After finally assembling it, raising it and lowering it is extremely satisfying. All you need to do is press a button. You can raise it up to standing height like this, or you can have it down to sitting height, and you can put it at exactly the height you want it to be. So depending on how tall your chair is or how tall you are, you can have it at a perfect height to work at. You might be wondering, why is it even useful? Why do I want an electric desk? It's because sitting down for a long period of time can be harmful to your body. It can hurt your back, it can cause all sorts of problems. So having the ability to just click a button and raise the desk to standing height is extremely valuable. And you don't need to stand while you work all the time. Just mixing it up sometimes, and like in the middle after you sit for 2 hours, raising it and standing and working can be a lot more healthy for your body. They have a ton of wood types to choose from for the tabletop: sugar maple, mahogany, bamboo, black, white, all these types of options. So you can choose whatever you want. I have the sugar maple version right here, and I really like the look of it. It looks natural, but at the same time, it's still clean and elegant. They also have a bunch of size options. I went with the 70-inch by 30-inch, which is the biggest option you can get, but I also have an ultra-wide monitor and a bunch of stuff to put on there, so it kind of made sense. You can go as small as 48 inches long by 24 inches deep, which isn't that big, but you can fit it to your own needs. You should get a size that you can comfortably fill up with stuff. Like, even though I got a really big desk, since I can comfortably fill it up with stuff, it still looks really good. It doesn't look too spaced out or too close together. It looks like the desk properly fits the setup on top of it. Now, with other tech reviews, I can just go over the features or the unique things about a device, but this is a desk, and what's more important about the desk is the general experience of using this desk. So I'm going to do my best to convey my experience with the Uprise desk. It may come as a surprise to some, but I really keep it at a sitting position most of the time. I hardly ever actually stand and work. I just like to do that to mix it up. I bought this desk to fit my specific needs, and that means it can raise and lower to the exact height I want it. So I have my chair, I get myself at a comfortable height in my chair, and then I can lower the desk to be at a perfect angle for me to type on, for my monitor, for the TV above. It just fits my needs perfectly, and if I want to adjust it an inch, I can. And then every once in a while, I'll put it up to standing height and just kind of stretch out my back if I'm editing. And honestly, just having it be able to adapt to your needs at that time is really awesome. For example, when I'm sitting down, the height it's at is absolutely perfect for me. I sit in my chair and the monitor is directly in my eyesight. The keyboard is at a perfect angle for my hands. The speakers are at a perfect angle towards my ears, and everything just feels correct. It feels like everything is facing me, and it allows me to be really productive with the tools at my hands. I use the Herman Miller Aeron chair, which is a crazy good chair. It's really comfortable and ergonomic, so if I'm sitting down for a long period of time, I'm not too worried about it. But say I was leaning back for a while and I want to adjust the tension and have a stiff back with the chair, I can do so and then adjust the desk's height so I'm still at eye level with the monitor and everything works well. It just fits your needs no matter what situation you are in. Another way the Uprise desk supports my specific needs are the legs. My house is really old, and a lot of the rooms like this one are on a slant, and while the legs may look broken at first, they can intentionally be placed at an angle to even out the tabletop. So by putting a leg at an angle, I can have the desktop be completely level with the TV and the posters on the wall, and that just helps everything come together and look better in the room. Also, I should mention this, when I raise or lower it, it's not as simple as pressing a button. I keep my desk pushed firmly up against the wall to prevent any wobbling with the monitor, because that drives me insane if it wobbles at all if I hit the desk or something. So if I just pressed the button, the wires that are pressed against the wall would drag up the wall and leave marks on it. So when I want to raise it or lower it, all I have to do is pull it out an inch from the wall so the wires aren't pressed up against the wall, and then I can raise or lower it no problem and push it up against the wall. So it's just a small step I have to take before I can raise or lower it, but it is important to note that I do have to do that. Also, I may have brought that issue upon myself. I did not install the legs as spread apart as I could have. I gave them a little room, and it's possible that if I installed them a little more further apart, then it would fix the wobbling issue. And honestly, I could reinstall the legs and fix that issue if it would fix it, but I'm happy with it. I don't think pulling it out an inch is really that big of a deal, so I'm happy with the legs, and all I have to do is just keep it pushed up against the wall to prevent wobbling, and then if I raise or lower it, just pull it out an inch and then push it back when I'm done. So that's all I have for the Uprise desk. It's a totally badass electric desk, and it does everything I need in a desk, and I didn't really know how to go about reviewing it. I hope I did a good job of conveying my experience to you guys. I really like this desk. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content, go ahead and subscribe, and as always, stay classy.